What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new movie, Under Paris. Let's rock this. Okay, to give you some context of my biases, I am a huge fan of shark movies. They are just such great popcorn flicks, aren't they? I mean, I know. Some uptight snowflakes out there will be like, oh, here we go again with villainizing sharks, making sharks be the bad guy. You know real sharks are more afraid of you than you are of them, right? That may be true, but you won't catch me swimming in the Atlantic trying to prove that hypothesis. But as a subgenre, shark movies are entertaining as fuck. And I'll stand by that until the day that a great white rips me apart out in the open sea. With that said, I've already watched this new Netflix movie from France, and Under Paris is thoroughly enjoyable. Is it in the category of so bad it's good? Yeah, you can call it that, but here's the thing. Under Paris is not as outlandish as Sharknado, you know? There's no sharks flying in the sky here. And Under Paris doesn't have the big studio budget that the Meg franchise does. So there's no Jason Statham kicking ass here either. You see, this movie has a concept that's silly enough to be fun, but grounded enough to where it doesn't turn you off. What I truly appreciate about Under Paris is that even though the story is paper thin, and aside from Bérénice Bejo, most of the other characters are one-dimensional, but the pacing is great. There's not a lot of blue balls false alarm moments. I didn't feel bored the entire time watching it, and the scares actually terrify. And most importantly, it gives me exactly what I came to see, which is a collection of gnarly shark attack blood and gore. Albeit CG blood and gore, but blood and gore nonetheless. Directed by Xavier Gens, in Under Paris, summer 2024, Paris is hosting the World Triathlon Championships on the Seine for the first time. Sophia, a brilliant scientist, learns from Mika, a young environmental activist, that a large shark is swimming deep in the river. To avoid a bloodbath at the heart of the city, they have no choice but to join forces with Adil, the Seine River Police Commander, starring Bérénice Bejo, Nassim Lies, and Leah Leviant. Hey, please click the join button below to become Rama Screen members. By doing so, you will help support this channel, and you'll also get lots of perks. So click on the link below to join Rama Screen membership today. To be honest, I was skeptical at first because director Xavier Gens doesn't have the best track record. His previous movies were a bit of a hit and miss. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, many of them were just downright boring. So I was like, now he wants to dip his toes into the shark cinema? But Under Paris turns out to be a pleasant surprise. All of the expected elements are there. You got the trauma-ridden scientist, the former soldier hero, the selfish, profit-driven politician, because of course, and you got a bunch of people served up on a silver platter as shark victims. You just know that whenever a crowd starts to gather, shit is about to hit the fan. So everything is staged intentionally with that purpose in mind, and director Xavier Gens leans into those formulas without holding back one bit. And on top of that, Xavier Gens went into this project with the hope that he could potentially do more. And by the end of it, it kind of left me wanting more. Not sure if it'll happen, and maybe some audiences would feel disappointed that the story does not conclude with this one, but that's a strategic move if you ask me. Whether or not it will pay off, only time will tell. Now, there are some spoilers that I'm not allowed to spill here, but I can tell you that the CG sharks are not too shabby. Some CG sharks in some other shark movies look cartoony, but the ones in this film look convincing enough to put the fear of God in you. The death scenes or the kill scenes are many, and they are absurdly spectacular, to the point where I'm kind of cheering for the sharks, believe it or not. Because let's keep it real. That is why we watch movies like this. So yeah, overall I give Under Paris the rating of 3.5 out of 5. Why? Because this movie does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's wild, wild, wild. Yes, parts of it are ridiculous, but a lot of it are just a bloody good time at home on a Saturday night.